How's it going, everybody? Today we are going to be making some blackberry jelly, and this is from the wild blackberries that we had on along my driveway. I've had them in the freezer, and so I just finished up making my jalapeno jelly, and next I'm going to go ahead and pull my blackberries out, and I've got them right now setting in some water. We're trying to clean them up a little bit, take out anything that's, leaves or whatever, maybe junk floating around. I will go ahead and strain them out and get them in a pot. All right, we're going to pour all this in the strainer that I have in the sink. I'm going to let the water run in this one more time. Now, this equals out to being right around almost 10 cups. So we're going to do 10 cups of berries. Let's get them in here. And then I am going to add 1 cup of water, and that is so I'm able to put it on the stove, get it heated up, and then start crunching all of the berries. And I'll show you what I mean by that here in a second. So let me just grab 1 cup of water. Here's 1 cup. And let's go on over to the stove. Let me get this over there. We got 1 cup in here, and I'm going to go ahead and light the stove. And I'm going to put this on low heat. We don't want to burn it. So we're going to let this heat up a little bit, and then we're going to start crunching down on them. So let me get this heated up and I'll bring you right back. All right, guys, I did forget to do one thing. Get ahead of myself. I got to get these jars going, get them sterilized. I just washed them. I am calculating that this should make, because it's not quite 10 cups, somewhere in that area. I'm guessing between 5 to 6 jelly jars. So, all right, I'm going to let this heat up, let these go in. And then once these start getting close to boiling, then we'll start working on this. All right, the jars are getting ready to start to boil here, probably in a few minutes. So I've turned this on already. And what we're trying to do is get this to heat up a little bit. We're not going to let it boil right now. We want this to heat up. Try to loosen up these berries, make them softer. And then once they're in here, then we're going to crunch them down a little bit. A slight boil. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and let this sit for like this, maybe 3 or 5 minutes. Let it soften up the berries. And then we're going to go in here and just crunch them all down. I've seen people use all kinds of different things. I think this is a potato masher thing. That's what I'm going to use. I've made this jelly last year and it come out really, really good. I've seen everybody using from 4 to 6 cups of sugar. I'm trying to limit sugar, so I'm going to put 3 cups of sugar in mine to 1 bag of pectin. Let me turn it down just a little bit more. So we're going to let this steam up a little bit more, get hotter, and then we're going to smash it down, and I'll bring you back when I'm doing that. I turn this down. It's been a while. So now all I'm going to do in here is just start squashing down on these blackberries. We're going to squash it till we get all the juices out of them completely. So I'm going to run around here. You can see how it's starting to break them up. And we're going to squash. I feel like I'm going to make wine. All right, I'm about done squashing this. You can see it's getting thicker. Now, one thing you don't want to do, guys, is make sure you don't have on any good clothes so you don't ruin it. So let's scoop this up, put it in there, and we're actually going to smush it through here also some. You guys can see how most of the jelly, all the fluids has already come through. You know what? I may need to get a deeper pan. I didn't think about that for a second. Let's go ahead and use that. That'll work a little bit better. All right, let's grab some more. I'm trying to remember how much juice I got of it the last time, but I'm thinking I got enough, maybe 3 cups. All right, I'm gonna keep pushing, and I think you've got the idea of what I'm gonna do here. And I'll bring it back when I'm done. All right, I went to add that in my big stainless steel pot I had. It only put about that much fluid in there, and I wasn't going to take a chance of it burning because I have to go and put sugar in it too. Now what I'm doing is reheating this. We're going to go ahead. We had just about 3 3¼ cups blackberry juice that's in here. So now, first thing we're going to do, as soon as we get this going, we do not want this to sit and burn. You don't want to scorch it at all. So our goal is to keep stirring this around, and then once we get it stirred down, I'm going to add in a packet of the Surgel, and once that's stirred in real good, then I'm going to put in, that is 3 cups of sugar I'll put in there, and then we'll let that cook for probably about maybe 3 to 5 minutes, and then we'll enter that into our jars. So let me get this into a little bit of a rolling boil, and I'll turn the camera back on. Hate boring people, because then you guys don't watch the show. All right, guys, you can see it's just starting to do a good little rolling boil. So now I'm going to pour this Surgel in, pour it in slowly so it doesn't clump up. Keep mixing it. That's another thing I did last time when I did it. I poured it in too quick, and it, like I said, it clumped up. Never made jelly before until that first time. Last time around. And it come out good. The my jalapeno jelly I did here a couple days ago. It come out real good. So I'm going to stir this around just for about a minute, and then we're going to go ahead and put the sugar in. You can see it's coming back to another rolling boil, which is great. I'm going to go ahead and start adding the sugar, and I'm not going to pour it all in there at one time either, so let that stir around for a minute and get that done. Like I said, I've seen everybody using anywhere from 4 cups to 6 cups, and I'm only going to use 3. Let me get it all in there. So we're going to keep stirring this around for another. All right, I'm going to take this off. And I'm going to turn you guys around. Just give me a second here. Everything's looking good. I need to get all this into these jelly jars. Let's see if I can make it. We're going to go with about a 1/2 inch below the rib. We may have had one more. If we had another jar, we could have made 7. All right, let's get these lids. They are nice and hot. And the first thing I need to do is wipe all that down. All right, let's get this. Ooh, that's hot. Let's get these lids on. All right, let me get my rings. The same thing as I've always said before, I just bring them down. Right now I'm just going to tighten them down really quick. And I'll check them again here in a second. I need to use a rag to hold the jars because this is hot. All right, let me grab this. All right. As I said before, hopefully the camera's getting it. I usually screw them down. Let me try to hold this jar. Okay, it's loose. I screw them down and I take it, I turn just a little bit more. And that's it. That's all I ever do. Loosen it up, I'm going back and forth, and I feel a hit, and then I just tighten it down once. All right, there we go. Now, we're going to go add these in our pot. Make sure your pot has enough water that it leaves at least, you got at least 1 inch of water space on top of the lids. There we go. And you can see there's 1 inch of water on top of the lids. So now I'm going to go ahead and let this start to boil again. When it's done, I'll pull you back up and we'll show what it looks like. There we go. Maybe we can catch the sound of music here in a minute. There's our blackberry jelly. This is my second run of them. I believe my first one I did 5 jars. And so we've done the blackberry I did in the spring. So I just finished up a couple days ago the jalapeno jelly. We did the blackberry jelly.